going to be working on your actual writing prompt, and you're going to be making your final draft. So this is the one that is going to be submitted for an assignment. Mrs. Dodd actually probably is going to take a grade on this. Or could take a grade on this. Make sure you're doing your best work. Okay. A couple of things with the letter. I know that we talked a little bit about it yesterday. Make sure that you have all parts of the letter. You have the heading, the greeting, the body, the closing, and the signature. The heading is your date. The greeting is where you write, Dear so-and-so, Dear Mom, Dear Dad, Dear Miss Gilman, Dear Teachers, Dear Mrs. Dodd, Dear Mrs. Martin. Your body is where you put the majority of your information. That's where you're going to actually type your story. Your closing is where you write your friend, or love, or sincerely. All right? So this is where that one specifically is where you need to think about your audience. Now, if you're writing a friend or writing your mom and dad and you write love, fine. But if you were writing the president of a company, you would need to write sincerely. You need to really think about who your audience is. I know I wrote cards to some students, and I know I'm still sending out cards, so is Mrs. Dodd and Mrs. Martin. So when we write those cards, we might say love, because we do love you guys, right? But for something professional like this, maybe you write sincerely, or best wishes, or regards, or something like that. Keep that in mind. And finally, your signature. It's a little hard to do the signature on Google Classroom and in a Google slide because you can't really write your name. Normally, you would write your signature, and I will tell you that your signature should be in cursive. Whenever it is asking for a signature, it should be in cursive. So that is one of your goals. I'm going to give you a little bit of time, and I want you guys to be able to show me your signature by the end of the school year. I know I'm not teaching reading, but I still want to be able to see that you know your signature. So try to work on that. For now, you're literally just going to type it. Unfortunately, there's really no easy way to do your signature. There are a couple options, and I will show you those if you are interested at the very end of the video. Okay, so your slide for today will look like this. So you have your date. Now, I already have the date for today on here. What I would suggest, whenever you're writing a letter, you can use that, but it looks a lot better if you actually write out September 23rd, 2020. That looks a lot better, doesn't it? Also, with your date, you always need to line the date up on the far right-hand side. It always goes on the right-hand side. Okay? Your greeting, this is where you write, Dear Mrs. So-and-so, Dear Mr. So-and-so, Dear Mom, Dear Dad. This is where you write your greeting. So you're going to double-click in that box, and it'll come up with a little part where you can actually write your greeting for you. Okay? This is where you write your body. We worked on this yesterday. You actually did a sample of this yesterday. Today, you're going to go through the editing process. So I'm going to get to that in a moment. But this is where you actually write your finished product. Right here on this line is where you do your closing. Your closing is where you write love, or sincerely, or thank you for your consideration. That would be a good one, by the way. That's what you type in this box. And then finally, this very last box is your signature. Now notice everything is lined up to the left except for the date. Keep that in mind. All right, I am going to move this box down just a little, just a skosh, just a little bit. Maybe. There we go. All right, so make sure you're working on this. This final copy is due today. It is due Wednesday, September 23rd. Okay, great. Have a great day, guys. Make sure you're watching the video on the other screen. It shows you how to do the actual editing of your paper. Thanks.